Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024. Welcome back to the Honda Jet. And in today's video, we're going to be doing another flight with Beyond ATC. We're on the ground at Pietermaritzburg, where we landed in the previous kind of episode in this series. And we're going to be taking our Honda Jet from here at Pietermaritzburg, which is a towered airport, up to Skukuza Airport in the Kruger National Park, which is non-towered. So we're going to see how Beyond ATC handles that. Skukuza, however, still does have RNAV approaches, so we might be given an RNAV arrival into Skukuza, but there is no control there, so we're going to just check out what Beyond ATC does. We actually got quite an interesting route. It takes us straight to the King Sharka VOR in Durban, along the coast, almost to Richards Bay, and then we head straight north, pretty much, up to Kruger and Mpumalanga, and then right-hand turn out towards Skukuza. So that's the plan for today's flight. Beyond ATC is running, and I don't think there's any traffic on the ground here at Pietermaritzburg. Oh, there is. There's an Embraer. Looks like a 170. But I believe IRL Airlink has only 190s? Maybe they do have 170s, actually. I mean, I guess we could check up the registration. It is ZSYBC. I'm actually going to look quickly. So, ZSYBC is in fact a 170. Okay, cool. Very nice. Right, so we can go jump aboard our Honda Jet and start getting things set up. Probably should have opened the doors. Can we open the door from the outside? I don't think you can. We need to use the built-in menu thing. Anyway, there we are aboard our Honda Jet. Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo today. Okay, let's get this thing out of the way. Right, batteries. And what I'm actually going to do this time, what I always forget, is to use the checklists. Okay, so batteries on. Oxygen. Is there any sort of test thing? I don't think so, but we need to turn that on. That is now on. It should tell us oxygen pressure somewhere here. But I remember last time I couldn't find it. So I'm not sure. I thought it would be here somewhere. Okay, anyway, we'll move on. So, oxygen, pressurization. So, that's normal. All of those are set to normal. Cool. Okay, electrical on and normal. ELT set to normal. Nose wheel steering normal. Landing gear is down. This should be stowed, which is this one here. Parking brake. Set. Flaps up. Thrust levers cut off. Speed brake retracted. Ice protection is down here. Normal and off. Fuel panel. Normal, normal, normal. Trim panel checked. Cool. Windshield heat is also down here. Normal, normal. Pneumatic, normal, normal. And engine bleeds, normal, normal. So, windshield heat, pneumatic, then glare shield panel dark, chime. Is that down here? I don't actually know what that is. Oh, it's these. Okay. So we will just want to check that these are good. And avionics is done. Okay, let's go and do our weight and balance then. So... we'll make this like 100. 4 passengers today. I think I need to do fuel from here. So we had 90% fuel when I checked. Cool. Okay, I hope that's actually set that. Okay, passengers, rudders, seatbelts, doors, parking brake. CAS is okay for now. 23, we have 25. Okay, we can then start the engines, but we'll do all of this stuff first. Okay, that's complete. See, this is all changed now. Okay, that appears to be done. Then we can do all on. Cool. And we can accept that. Let's go and sort out our flight plan then. Okay, so we are here on the ground at FAPM, Pietermaritzburg. We are going to Skukuza, which is, where's the backspace? FASZ, like so. Okay, we are cruising today at 390. I'm just pulling up the routing here. So, like I said, direct to TGV, which is King Shaka. From there, can I... how do I add airways? There. Okay, that's it. So we need B529, and that takes us to Itmal. And then from there we go UT915 to PKV. Also, I know we could just download this from SimBrief, which is what I normally do, but I just wanted to actually go through this procedure and load it up. And then PKV, we load the airway and go 467, Golf 467 to Dusko. Can load that, and then it's direct to Skukuza from there. Very nice. VNAV, cruise alt, we'll put in just now. So 210 or 0.7, and we cruise at 0.72 or 270. 245 below 10, 200 within 10 miles. That's good. Right, just checking the Simbri flight plan. Obviously, we will set our transponder and our cruise alt, or initial altitude, based on what ATC gives us. So let's go ahead and speak to ATC. So we have tower 1220. I'm going to turn off auto tune because it's just us flying today. So I'm going to have to do... Let's do it on this side. No, I can leave that there. We want to do this. Okay, so com2, com1. So we want to do 1220. And we can transfer that in. And then center 119.9 is what we will probably get after that. Good. Okay, let's just get our clearance then. And it is a beautiful afternoon here. Pietermaritzburg Tower, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra, Victor Julia Kilo, IFR to Skukuza, ready to copy.
Zulu Sierra, Victor Juliet Kilo, Pietermaritzburg Tower, expect runway 16. Climb 8,000 feet on runway center line, then expect radar vectors in Shaka. Squawk 1425.
Expect runway 16, initial climb 8,000 feet, and radar vectors to King Shaka, squawk 1425, Victor Julia Kilo. Okay, that's good. 8,000 is set, and it's runway 16.
Zulu Sierra, Victor Juliet Kilo, feedback correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Call you back, Victor Julia Kilo. Okay, so that's good. Speed is set to FMS. We can go flight level change. We will be on heading, which we will dial. Well, we'll sync it up on the runway, but it's going to be around 160. Okay, so we'll sort that out. I don't know what I did to this now. Why is that all the way out there? Interesting. That's fine. We're going to get Victors to King Shaka anyway. So he said call ready for start or taxi, which means we can actually just fire up the engines. So I think we're all good. And checklist is good. Next up is to start engine. Today is an odd number, so we'll start engine 1. Oh, jeez, I didn't want to move that far. Okay, engine 1 is looking good. Let's do the same for engine 2. Okay, taxi. We're gonna head out onto this taxiway here in front of the Embraer and around that side. There is only one taxiway here, so we'll go down there, hold short, backtrack and take off 16. Okay, engine, instruments, anti-ice not required, external power is disconnected, flight controls. Good. Okay, anti-ice not required, transponder code is set, flight ID is set, flight plan is done, nav source, GPS, altimeters 1017, flaps, set for takeoff, speed brake, checked, retracted, cabin signs, parking brake release when we can taxi. Check the brakes, check the nose wheel steering, check the instruments. Tower Victor Juliet Kilo ready for taxi.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, runway 16 taxi by Alpha.
Runway 16, taxi via Alpha, Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, so we'll taxi exactly as we said. Like I said, there's only one taxiway, which is Alpha, so pretty simple. Lights are automatic on the Honda Jet, so we don't need to worry about setting any of that. Okay, just to double check, speeds are good. Initial climb 8,000, we'll sync up the heading once we're on the runway, flaps are set. Okay, brakes checked, nose wheel steering is good. Instruments, 230, 230. 2360, 2360. So we can actually tick those off. Flaps, trims we need to do. Right, that's what I always forget. Go into the green. I don't know if somewhere in here actually gives us the trims. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, I'm sure I've seen it somewhere and I can never remember where to find it. Okay, trims, cast, navigation, flight guidance, takeoff and landing data, takeoff briefing, radar, ice protection. Victor Juliet Kilo, ready for departure.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, Pietermaritzburg Tower, flight heading 170, runway 16, clear for takeoff.
Oh, change the altitude. Flight heading 170 and clear for takeoff runway 16, Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, that's better. I mean, not much of a backtrack, is it? It would most likely be absolutely fine, but we'll play it safe. In fact, I know we'd be fine. We've taken off from much shorter runways in the Honda Jet before, but it's fine. We'll have the extra runway in hand. Okay, heading is now set, 170 as instructed. So we are good. Just be aware that there is a bit of a ridge on the end of this runway. So we need to make sure we climb over that, but we should be perfectly fine. Lots of power in these engines. Right, there we go. Stable, and here we go. Airspeed's alive. 60 knots. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. Autopilot on. And your damper on. Oops. There we go. 119.9. Victor Julia Kilo. Good day. Okay, auto throttle armed. I figured he would have a problem with that. 119.9 Victor Julia Kilo. Okay, we'll flip that over. JustFlight Control, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra Victor Julia Kilo passing 5,000 feet, climbing 8,000. Okay, gears up, yaw dampers on. Flaps up, thrust, flight guidance, ice protection, cabin signs.
Juliet Kilo, Johannesburg Control East, identified. Climb to flight level 230.
Climb to flight level 230, Victor Julia Kilo. Heading 095, Victor Julia Kilo. That's a big turn. Yeah, okay, puts us almost there. Okay, we're cleared up to a flight level, so let's... How do I do this again? Oh wait, I have this one. There we go. So altimeters are set. Okay, climbing out at about 208 knots. So just under 3,000 feet a minute. Beautiful. Almost nothing in the way of clouds today. It's a little bit up higher level, but they're more behind us actually. Where we're heading, there's just clear skies. Right, coming up to 10,000. And so far, so good. So if you drive from Pietermaritzburg to Durban, it is about an hour's drive, sometimes longer if there's bad traffic. We're going to be there in 6.5 minutes.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, cleared direct King Shaka. Resume own navigation.
Direct King Shaka, Victor Julia Kilo. Okay, so that's on, and then we hit nav. Cool. Also, this should be on. We are on our way. Nagle Dam over there, with Inanda Dam up ahead in front of us, which we can't really see over the glare shield. Nagle Dam's actually one of the VRPs. That's this one down here. One of the VRPs for Pietermaritzburg, which you can believe because it's very identifiable. Coming up to 17,000 feet. Bit of a tailwind. See, we should be cleared up to 390 eventually. Okay, this is Inanda Dam that we're passing over now. Thousand feet coming up, 19.5. Two and a half minutes to King Shaka Airport VOR. Actually going to go out just off the coast and over the ocean, because Itmal, our next waypoint, as you can see there, is actually off the coast. Okay, 21.5, 210 on the speed, still 30 knot tailwind. It's going to change slightly as we turn to the left in about a minute. Coming up to the 230. So on our Simbri flight plan, it does say 39,000 after Itmal. So we'll see. I think we might have to request that. I don't think Beyond ATC is going to do that automatically. There we are, 2.3. So speed increasing now to 270 knots. And there comes that left-hand turn. that cruise speed is right on the limit for this altitude.
Turkish 21
40
Yankee
out.
Contact Durban approach 125.75.
Contact Durban approach 125.75. Turkish 21 Yankee Heavy.
So, Turkish Airlines going into King Shaka. What would that be? 777? A350? No, probably an A330. Let's see if I can find a Turkish Airlines. Oh, A350-900. So at this speed, looking like we're going to be less than an hour to Skukuza. So if we look, our current time is 12:23, landing time 13:07, so 40 minutes-ish. Okay, I don't think we really need the checklist anymore until we start our descent. Interesting. I don't know why we have the chart for East London. Okay, that's better. Okay, 2 minutes out from Itmil, then we'll ask if we can climb up to 39.
Severe 178. Good day. Flight level 341.
So they must have just crossed into the airspace from... Oh, they're climbing. So maybe took off from East London.
Flight level 370.
Safair 178.
Started in K-Town airspace and just been handed off.
That's
weird.
Safair 178.
They came in at 3.4 and she said continue climb to 3.7. Now they're on a brush, so they're coming into Durban.
Descent to 5,100 feet. Safair 178.
Okay, let's ask if we can climb. Control, Zulu Sierra, Victor Julia Kilo, request altitude change, flight level 390.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, confirm new altitude, flight level 390.
Affirmative, Victor Julia Kilo.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, roger, climb to flight level 390.
Climb flight level 390, Victor Julia Kilo. Okay, there we go. And it automatically takes us back to 210, so that's perfect. And that should bring our arrival time down even more once we get up there and get up to speed, because our speed will increase a bit flying at a higher altitude.
Johannesburg Control East, Safair 262, descending via Gatak 1 Charlie, flight level 252.
Richards Bay over there.
Safair 262, Johannesburg Control East, radar contact.
Okay, so traffic is on here as well. So R917 takes us out to Utrecht, so we're coming from here, so we'd have to head out that way and come in from the north. Otherwise, runway 35 also starts at Utrecht, so we could probably bypass and go straight to this waypoint and come in like that, or even straight to basically the extended center line and join over here. Just depends what they give us. If they even give us an on-app, they might just vector us. In fact, they probably will just vector us. Okay, 30,000 feet. Okay, flight level 320 coming up. So our ground speed 375, but we're still pretty slow on the IAS, so that'll bump up once we get to cruise. Still got a way to go though. So a couple of SAFAIRs in the area going into Durban. Turkish was going into Durban as well. We'll probably have nothing up on that side. Airlink flies to Skukuza, but I think it's only like once a day. They also, however, fly to Kruger and Mpumalanga, which we're passing directly over. Ulundi is down here. Yeah, we can just see the city over there, or town, or whatever you want to call it. You can probably see the airport. Yeah, there we go. St. Lucia area down there. Isimangaliso Wetland National Park. We see Jozini Dam. Yes, there it is there. Is it Jazini? Why do I feel like that's wrong? Let me double check. No, it is right. Actually, I'm not sure if the dam itself is called Jazini. The town of Jazini is right there. Anyway. Jazini is like... If you drive down here, you come all the way along the dam. And then let's see if I can even zoom in here. There we go. You come all the way down this side, and then you can even see the road a bit there. Goes along, and then you go up through the mountain here and cross over there along this side. And then you can carry on down to St. Lucia and those areas. And Jazini town is over there. Okay, 380 coming up. Climbing at 0.57, 1400 feet a minute. It's 1,000 feet to go. Right, so even though we've dropped our speed a lot, our landing time is basically the same, but we'll see now, once we level off, we're going to pick up a bit of speed, so we'll probably see that time decrease quite a bit. Okay, there we go. So now we speed up to 0.72. Okay, ground speed back up to 375. We should see ground speed over 400 here now. Got a 42 knot wind behind and to the left, so we're probably looking at about just under 40 knots tailwind. Ground speed almost 390. Yeah, there's 400. Landing times come down by like 2 minutes. On frequency for a while now. Okay, so just other side Jerax, which is our next waypoint, we actually cross into Eswatini airspace, and we'll be there, or be in their airspace until Nexus, which is up here. So up there we exit. So this whole strip we're actually in Eswatini. Okay, 440 ground speed, down to 1305 on the landing time. And it is currently 12:43, so looking at about 20 minutes of flying to go, which is pretty quick actually. I mean, if you had to drive from Pietermaritzburg to Kruger, so I've been recording for an hour, so about 30 minutes is prep on the ground. So let's include that entire time. That would basically be from when you got to the airport, because I set up the aircraft and the flight plan and all of that. So if you had to drive from Pietermaritzburg to, let's say, we would do Skukuza camp, because we're not even going to the southernmost part of Kruger, we're going kind of almost the middle. Okay, so Pietermaritzburg to Skukuza rest camp is about a 10-hour drive. We're gonna do it in less than 2 hours. That's awesome.
Johannesburg Control, West 118.5.
118.5, Victor Juliet Kilo, good day.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, Johannesburg Control West, radar contact.
That's weird, I didn't say anything. Interesting. Maybe I switched too quickly and the AI was still processing my voice.
Mr. Echo Romeo, contact Johannesburg approach 125.8.
Contact Johannesburg approach 125.8, Mr. Echo Romeo.
Mr. Echo Romeo. What does it say? Oh, Zulu Sierra Delta Echo Romeo. Let's look that up. It's a PC-12. That's cool. Private owner. That's interesting. Currently, oh no, that was 6 months ago, in Kenya. Very interesting. Well, it's been handed over to approach, so it's going into somewhere here. We're gonna have to descend shortly.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo,
There we go.
Johannesburg Control West, expect radar vectors, RNAV runway 35.
Arnav. Expect the radar vectors for RNAV runway 35, Victor Juliet Kilo. And that's the straight in one, that's cool. So no. Oh yes, they are giving us the RNAV 3.5 with vectors to join. Alright, so let's come down here. No, not arrival, approach. And it will be the RNAV 3.5 with vectors. Okay, if we're going to have a look, minimums are 1340, Barrow 1340. And we can load that in. This is going to be kind of weird. I'm going to put this control on this side. We can actually have our charts over there, so we can keep this map full screen. I don't want Pietermaritzburg. I do want Skukuza RNAV. Cool. And I mean, what we could even do, I guess, is flip this to this side. Can we have two different charts? Ah, we can. Sick. So we can have our airport chart there, our approach chart right here next to our PFD, so we can easily see what's going on, and then full screen map on this side. But what I do need to do is just flip this back over so I can have zoom control. Nice.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, radar vectors, RNAV runway 35. Report ready for descent.
Radar vectors for the RNAV runway 35, and we are ready for descent now. Victor Juliet Kilo. Wonder if it's gonna get that right.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, Skukuza Airport landing runway 35.
Landing runway 35, Victor Juliet Kilo. Which we know, you've told us that twice now. Well, that's actually the third time. Runway 35, Victor Juliet Kilo. Is it going to give us a descent?
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, descent to flight level 370.
Descent to flight level 370, Victor Juliet Kilo. Are there no... I mean, we're at 370 already. Are there no... flight level max? So 4,800? 3,290. So we should put in...
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, descent to flight level 340.
Level 340, Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, I'm actually gonna take this a bit slower because that was insane. So which one is this? Get him at 4,800. Seems very high. Our constraints are already in there, so yeah, I obviously just don't understand this Vino.
Flight level 190,
Victor Juliet Kilo. because I can never get this to work. So does that mean at 2 Tango 1, which is this one, at maximum of 180 knots, 160 knots, is that a max altitude? Or is that an exact altitude we need to be at? I think the max is only for the speed. It's 1,000 feet and we're like, what? 3 miles out? That's actually not that bad. Oh no, it's only 3 miles. Yeah, but it says 3290. Okay, so we should be at that altitude. So I don't know where this comes from. So at 3290. Right, has that given us any sort? See, nothing happens here. That's there now. Let's maybe put in at 8,500.
Vertical track.
Ah, now we have something. Yeah, I just think it's the way it loads. We go into VNAV path. Is it actually going to do anything? I think our VNAV path is quite far below us. Oh, it's disappeared again. Okay, so I need to do this before we start our top and descent. Because I think it's to do with the way it loads this procedure. So see how it still is taking us to Skukuza and then the procedure kind of slots in? And I think that's what's causing the issues. So now we're just dropping like a brick. That is worrying. Actually give us a Q and H. Interesting. Radar vectors for RNAV 35 and Victor Juliet Kilo. Descend to 8,000 feet of Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, so I need to get this figured out. so next time I need to put in one of these constraints, but not on the approach before. So as soon as we get to cruise, I need to figure out one of these and put that in so we can get a proper topper descent and actually follow the VNAV path instead of just falling out of the sky like we are now. But we are in the Kruger National Park now, or over the Kruger National Park, I should say.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, turn left, heading 050, vectors for the approach.
Left heading 050, Victor Juliet Kilo. Descend to 4,000 feet, Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, so I don't know where exactly we're going to join the RNAV. Probably onto this one here, get him in this way, because he's taking us this side now. So now that we're on vectors, what I actually want to do is... activate this. So it's still got Utrecht's in there. Oh, I feel like that didn't actually do anything. Yeah, it hasn't changed anything. Oh well. Let's see, it's still wanting us to do this. We can turn this off because it's not working, and I feel like we can... No, we're good. We're descending fine in flight level change. Okay, since he didn't actually give us a QNH, I'll set this automatically. 1019. Airport is just off this way. We're actually very close. There's the airport there, and we are quite high. Let's get some speed brakes in. Don't know why the engines came up as well.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, turn left, heading 035.
Will take us around. Left heading 035, Victor Juliet Kilo. That's interesting.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, turn left, heading 035, descend to 3,000 feet.
Left heading 035, descend to 3,000 feet, Victor Juliet Kilo. Is he taking us to Utrecht, maybe? Oh, where is he taking us? Because we're supposed to be in there.
Victor Juliet Kilo, turn right, heading 070.
Right heading 070, Victor Juliet Kilo. Okay, down to 200 knots because we're already close now. Not entirely sure where we're going. It's taking us back. Right heading 145, Victor Juliet Kilo. gonna fly straight over the airport at this rate. Yes, in fact, there it is there. Maybe we just didn't descend quick enough, so he's extending these vectors to get us down to the right altitude, I suppose. I don't think we're going to spot any animals from here, but there will be things down there for sure. Well, there's the airport, and we're supposed to be landing this way. Skukuza rest camp over there. Okay, so he's probably going to extend us quite a bit here, bring us back around. Victor Juliet Kilo, request approach change to the visual runway 35. Let's see if we can do that.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, you're already on approach. Unable.
Okay, never mind. One thing I didn't actually do is checklists. Oh no, really, I don't want to deselect all of these. So we can just do this. Done this one. Okay, that is good. We've just gone more than 10 miles away from the airport. That's why our speed's bumped up. Come on, man, turn us in. See, this is just unnecessary now. Is it the Sabi River though? This is one thing that Beyond ATC does need to improve, is these insanely long vectors. gonna go into Mozambique if we're not turned around shortly. Those hills there in front of us is Mozambique. Lower Sabi rest camp over there, Sunset Dam over there. That big dam is actually in Mozambique. This is just getting ridiculous now. Victor Julia Kilo, request direct to fix Sierra Zulu 2 Tango 1.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, King Shaka is behind you. Unable direct King Shaka.
Yeah, that is not what I asked for. Oh my words. We're going into, yeah, contact bearer. So we're going into Mozambique. 126.1, Victor Julia Kilo.
Johannesburg Control West, link 261 Hotel. Good afternoon. Flight level 400.
Did this not transfer? There we go. Radar Zulu Sierra Victor Julia Kilo, 3,000 feet. Yeah, we're almost 35 miles away from the airport now. Let me see if I just do the direct through the menu.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, request direct to fix.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, Roger, be fixed name.
Doesn't have any of the RNAV stuff on.
Request direct to Dusco. Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo.
Zulu Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, Dusco is behind you. Enable direct Dusco.
Oh my word. I'm just gonna do my own thing now. This is insane. So let's just go direct to here. No, not to King Sharko. What? Okay, let's do this then. Procedures. Let's activate this. And then go nav. And just take us back there. Because otherwise, I mean, we're 42 miles away from the airport. It's going to take us 10 minutes to get back. To be fair, I think I caused these issues by coming in too high. But yeah, these long vectors, I've had this many times. This is crazy though. I don't think I've ever been 40 miles out. It's normally like 20, 25 miles. They start turning you back. There's an airstrip underneath us. FQRS. Now 39 miles to go still. ATC said nothing. They've basically just forgotten about us. Let's see if they hand us back to Johannesburg when we cross out of Mozambique airspace. It'll be other side the big dam. What dam is this? Oh, Sabi. Oh no, Sabi River. Don't know what dam it is. We could have been on the ground, engines shut down 15 minutes ago already. Let's see if we can get an approach change from Beira. Radar Victor Julia Kilo, request approach change.
Sierra Victor Juliet Kilo, you're already on approach.
Okay.
Unable.
The other thing is it's taking us to the runway. So let's just do this. Go into heading mode. So I actually want to remove this completely. can't I go direct to this waypoint? I think I've broken this whole thing. Look at that, there's nothing on here now. Just skips those and goes straight to this one. Weird. So if I do, what if we do visual 3.5 straight in, load and activate? Yes, that's better. Okay, we're back in South African airspace, and Bear Radar doesn't care, so that's a very random little cloud. Slowing down to 200? Not yet. We're still 19 miles out. Okay, we're back in the Kruger. And we're onto the... Well, we're heading for the extended center line for runway 35, and we'll just do the visual approach. I think ATC has given up on us. We do still have a little bit of fuel, not a massive amount, but enough to get us there. Weather's good, so no issues with that. But yeah, this should have handed us back to Joburg now, so I think the ATC has given up. But that's okay, we'll sort ourselves out. Okay, once we start slowing down, it means we're within the 10 miles. And then I'll switch over to manual speed and we can start slowing down further as well.
Track.
Okay, there we go, 200. Right, so we just need to come in here then, utilities, Oh, it's actually not there. It's here somewhere. Speed bugs. Landing. Get from sim, all on. Nice. V-speeds are set. Okay, there's on 200 knots. And I'm going to pop this into manual. And we'll bring this down to 160. Okay, we're below our gear speed, so we can put the gear down when we need. Approach speed is 110. We're about to turn on to final. So I can actually bring the speed down even more. We'll come down to 140. Okay, flaps on. Gear coming down. And flaps 2. Okay, flaps set, landing it down, speed brake retracted, flaps, VREF, and then autopilot. Okay, speed coming down, we'll do 115, just so we have a bit of a margin. Oh, the reference speed is 105, so approach at 110 already has that built in. Okay, autopilot disengaged, I now have control. Get the mouse out of my way. Okay, so we're landing away from the terminal. So, well, we're not actually going to park at the terminal. We'll park in the general parking. No, actually, we would go to the terminal to drop off our passengers. This isn't a private flight just for me. So we'll drop off our passengers and then we would move the aircraft to the parking. So that means we're going to land away from the terminal, turn around when we can, and taxi all the way back. Okay, a little bit of wind from the right. Once we touch down, we need to manually extend the speed brake.
500.
Right. Yaw damper coming off, auto throttle coming off.
400. Minimums.
Continue.
300.
Radar, Air Mauritius 852 Heavy, flight level 390.
200.
Air Mauritius 852 Heavy, Beta radar identified.
100.
Oh, nice stutter coming in. That's great. Okay, speed brakes are extended. Okay, welcome to Skukuza. It's ATC didn't speak to us at all. Right, flaps can come up. Okay, we'll taxi all the way back to the terminal. Okay, speed brake's done. Perhaps trims. The green band. Cool. Just stay on the runway. Okay, well, in the end, a pretty cool flight. It's a pity about the weird approach. However, I still think it's my fault for confusing beyond ATC because I didn't come in on the right vertical profile. So I think that's what set it all off. But anyway, we've safely arrived at Skukuza. We've got 700 pounds of fuel on board, so still a bit. This is the general parking where we would move the aircraft once we dropped off our VIPs. Bit of power to get up the hill. So it looks like I touched down left gear first. Trees are looking a bit sad here by the terminal building. They used to be nice and leafy. Oh, you just appeared. I didn't want to run you over, but you weren't there when I made this turn, so... I'm not sure how good the scale is on this airport, because how do you get a E190 in here? Okay, so we'll offload here, and then I'm not going to do it in the video because it's just start up and taxi, but in reality we would move our aircraft to the parking, or we'd actually just, if we were dropping the passengers off, we would just head back to wherever we were going. Okay, parking brake is set. Chocks, anti-ice, external power we don't have, thrust levers cut off. Cabin signs, oxygen off. Parking braces will leave on, and then we can actually just switch off the battery, which I cannot tick on the checklist because we now have no power. Okay, but there we are, safely arrived at Skukuza. It was a bit of a strange ending, so again, I still really enjoy Beyond ATC, and it does help a lot. Having the traffic, having the ATC is great. I just hope those vectors can be improved in the future, because that is something I've seen a few times. Even in videos on the channel, we've had Beyond ATC do that to us a couple of times. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. Still, I understand that the product is in early access and all of that, so not bashing the product at all. But there definitely is room for improvement. Otherwise, love the Honda Jet. Beautiful day for flying, and very cool to take a trip up to Kruger. But that is going to bring us to the end of the video today. As always, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, if you want to follow along, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.